everyone, and to all of my Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and to all of my totally awesome rocking dudes and dudettes. Hope you're all well. Back with another video. England is to remove its Plan B COVID restrictions over the next week. Scotland and Wales have also eased their rules. Boris Johnson announced that the government is no longer asking people to work from home. COVID, and that from the 27th of January, COVID passes showing vaccine status or a negative test will no longer be compulsory. Face masks will no longer be compulsory in any public spaces, although they will still be recommended in some places. Face masks will no longer be compulsory in secondary school classrooms from Thursday the 20th of January. Compulsory face coverings in most indoor public venues. People to work from home. I say that they're vaccinated, and school staff and pupils to take 2 lateral tests a week. On the 24th of January, nightclubs are reopening, limits on the size of indoor events removed, no requirements for meter social distancing, indoors and table serving, in hospitality venues, no limit on the number of households meeting indoors, non-professional indoor contact sports can resume, shops and businesses need to take measures to limit the spread of COVID. Employers have a legal duty to let staff work from home. Face coverings are compulsory in public transport and most indoor spaces. Friday the 21st of January, limits will be lifted altogether. 28th of January, nightclubs will reopen and gatherings in pubs and restaurants will no longer be limited to 6 people. Social distancing of 2 meters in all premises open to the public and workplaces. Gatherings limited to 6 people. Premises such as hospitality venues, cinemas and theatres. Maximum number of 30 people allowed at indoor events, nightclubs are closed. Working from home when possible. Face covering, compulsory face coverings in schools and public transport. Secondary pupils are asked to test for COVID 3 times a week. Twice wear masks in pubs and restaurants for not eating or drinking. Nightclubs are closed. Dancing in all hospitality venues and indoor standing events are not allowed. Hospitality venues allow for table service only. Businesses must take measures to achieve 2 meter social distancing and promote use of face masks. Face coverings compulsory in shops, indoor seafood venues. Visitor attractions. Pupils must wear face coverings in school buildings. People in England will no longer be legally required to wear masks for next week. They'll be recommended in some settings. Thursday, 20th January, face masks will no longer be required in school classrooms. Face coverings will not legally be required in any setting from Thursday, 27th January. Government recommends people wear face coverings in enclosed or private spaces, but this will be a personal judgment. Masks will, however, remain mandatory on all TfL services, including the Tube. The advice ends a requirement for school pupils, but not teachers, to wear masks in classrooms. Staff and visitors have also been advised to cover up in communal areas of any school. Current rules also require everyone aged 11 or over to wear face coverings in most public indoor venues and public transport. Those places like places such as shops, hairdressing, taxis, but not pubs, cafes, restaurants, or gyms and residences. Scotland, masks must be worn in most indoor public spaces. Must be worn in pubs and restaurants, not seated. Compulsory for all school staff as well as school pupils. On the tours are exempt. Northern Ireland, post-primary pupils must wear face coverings inside school buildings, as must staff. They must also be worn in public transport and shops and hospitality venues unless you're sitting down to eat or drink. Masks aren't required in gyms or other exercise venues. Under 13s don't have to wear masks in public places. Wales, masks are required in public transport and in all public places. Secondary school pupils are asked to wear masks in class. Face coverings will no longer be compulsory in England. Secondary school classrooms on 20th January. Face-to-face teaching to every age group and provide effective online learning for pupils who are absent or isolating. Raise advice ends the requirement for secondary school pupils to wear masks in class. Some schools have reintroduced group bubbles. Reopening the same measures in place last term. Secondary social distancing remains in place. Pupils are separated in groups where possible. teachers are required to wear masks. The advice to work from home has been removed. Should now speak to your employers about arrangements for returning to the office. Employers have been told they are legally required to allow staff to work from home. People should continue to work from home from now. Minimising visitors. Face coverings remain mandatory for staff and customers and stops on public transport. This depends on how crowded it is. And then Boris Johnson confirmed on Wednesday that most Plan B measures were introduced in England on the 13th of December will expire on 26th January. Corona becomes obsolete soon. People are no longer advised to work from home. 20th January, face masks will also no longer be mandated. Classrooms, COVID passes will no longer be used. Face masks will no longer be mandated anywhere, but suggested in places where you mix with people you don't usually meet. Conduct intention to self-isolation rules for people in the coming weeks. 24th of January, free house limit will be scrapped. No limit on the number of people allowed to attend indoor events. Social distancing will no longer be required. Table service and hospitality venues will be scrapped. Nightclubs will reopen. Face masks are still legally required on public transport and in shops, hospitality and leisure venues. Late night premises with music which serves alcohol at any time. January, number of people who can be present outdoors will rise from 50 to 500. No limits on the number of people who can take part in outdoor activities. Crowds will return to outdoor sporting events. Wales will move to alert level 0. No social distancing required or table service required. Working from home no longer a legal requirement. Wales returns to a 3-week review cycle. Large events, cinemas, theatres and concert halls. People are advised to meet with no more than 2 other households. People are advised to work from home. No more than 30 people can stay inside a pub at home overnight. Indoor standing events are banned. Nightclubs remain closed. No more than 6 people can sit at one table in hospitality venues. No dancing is allowed. Face masks are a legal requirement in public transport and shops, hospitality venues. License plate. So yeah, hope everyone's having a good one. I thought I did. I mean, I had another emotional breakdown, but I'm okay. Now, I've also been talking to Danny about stuff. Just, having a normal conversation as we do. So yeah, this week has not been my week, but hopefully it'll be better. Hopefully I'll go back to college within a couple of weeks as planned, or if not after Easter, or if not, then I guess I'll join Danny's Wednesday drama group. So yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like what you see, please feel free to leave a like, comment below, share this video and subscribe. This has been your girl Claire saying peace out, love, good night and see you in the next video.